Tell us about the transition out of footy into real estate. Your son, Ryan, and yourself are involved. What's happened there?
If you'd have said to me 10 years ago, you'll be have your own real estate agency, and without blowing my own trumpet, successful real estate agency, I would have said you're mad. When I finished up my wonderful career as a director at North Melbourne, I thought to myself, what am I going to do? But my son said to me, probably six years ago, Dad, why don't you come into business with me? And I didn't take much notice of it at the start. It's amazing life. You just don't know where you're going. And, you know, as I said, football coach to real estate agent, the odds of that happening are 10 million to 1, but it's happening.
How are you going with the modern game? Having been an architect in the 90s of the way footy was played, how do you see it right now?
The most important principle in football is to win the ball, and everything stems from that. And that's been the same since day one.
You must giggle when you see everyone crushed down the ground and then a big long ball out the back, and you must think, I'm pretty sure that we were doing that with Wayne Carey in the late 90s, the famous Pagan paddock.
There are some tried and true methods. And, you know, I can still think of even my junior coaches saying to us, the more you handle the football, you know, there's more chance for error. And it still comes up strong under today's pressure. The game changes, but it doesn't change.
Half-time of North Melbourne and Carlton, both clubs you coached. How do you see both of those clubs now?
But I'm not sure if Carlton have really recovered from the draconian penalties the AFL put on them some 15, 16 years ago. I can't help but think of people like, you know, Cade Simpson and Mark Murphy, who've had to play through all the bad times and, you know, haven't had a lot of final success, and how they stick there and continue to do what they're doing. They're just amazing examples of persistence and perseverance and just quality individuals, and people will never know how tough those penalties were.
Tell me, the great era that you coached in the 90s, the name Wayne Carey is thrust forward by everyone when they talk about that era. Is that fair?
Wayne's the best player that I've seen play, and I'm probably a bit biased because, you know, I coached him as a 17-year-old, you know, at under 19 level, and then at senior level. But they had some pretty special people, you know, like, you know, Anthony Stevens and Glenn Archer, and it had a team of proven soldiers that were prepared to go to battle. The
famous quote that, I don't know how many times you actually said it, but everyone said, "Don't go down Media Street, son," quoting the great Dennis Pagan.
Too many journalists, not enough stories. And that's the truth. Those young fellows who get their centre page spread in the Herald Sun on a Saturday morning, I can tell you what, the percentages of performing good that afternoon are not real good, and I reckon about 1 in 100 succeed.
What about the look of the modern footballer, Dennis? Because you were pretty strict in your day. You wanted, you know, if blokes turned up with funky beards and this sort of thing, they didn't have them for long.
Well, I can't stand the bun, the man bun, you know. I can still remember Ron Barassi. He wouldn't even play you if you had a beard.
You've been a marvel, and you should never forget the impact you've had on AFL footy. Great chatting to you.
Good on you, James. Thanks for coming in today.